This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're going to see some serious...
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Friday. Excited for it. That's right. Got a weekend coming up. Heck, it's already started as far as I'm concerned. Got our golden hour coming up in 60 minutes. And, fired up to be on halftime today. Phil Elson, Drew Barrett. There is no Master Matthew Travis today. A little nervous. Just a little bit nervous.
Don't be nervous. I got this. I've been here 6 months.
You're a pro. No, I'm not. You are
I can
an
do
absolute
this.
pro, Drew, and that has nothing to do with.
There's a lot of buttons and dials and some other things. I mean, nothing's blinking at me and telling me that we're off air yet, so that's always a plus. We've made it exactly 60 seconds in, and we're on the air. So I'm going to count that as a win. So anything that happens after this doesn't affect my win. I already got that.
No, this is kind of akin to the pilot walking into the cockpit and celebrating a successful flight before he's even turned the engine on. I'd say you've probably
I've turned the engine on.
The engine's on. We're about to run. We're about to go down the runway. We'll be taking off shortly. That's when I get really, really nervous.
Okay, so I'm at least taxiing out of the. I'm taxiing backwards, right? I'm pulling us out of the airport.
I think there are actual machines that push you back.
Oh, so you don't have to taxi backward?
No, airplanes don't go in.
They don't, do
reverse.
they?
No, they have. See, oh God.
I've actually flown a plane. You'd think I would know that.
I'm frightened here. I am so frightened for what we might have for the next couple of hours. Because, I mean, this has happened before where Matty is allowed to go on vacation, right?
I guess sometimes. I mean, just like I'm taking next Friday off. You've taken a few days off here and there. We are allowed to enjoy our lives.
You've got next Friday off, man.
I do.
In order to go watch Memphis basketball lose to Tennessee.
Yeah, it's going to probably be brutal if anything that we've seen up to this point between both teams is what's going to play out on the court December 18th at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. But at least I'll be in Nashville. Nashville's a fun town. I don't know if I'd ever want to live there because in order to actually enjoy Nashville and have somewhat of a peace of mind, you have to live 45 minutes outside of Nashville. You got to live in Franklin, around the Franklin area type of situation. So it's a fun city, and I'll enjoy it, but could be worse.
Okay, well,
could be playing this game in like Birmingham. You know how much I hate Birmingham.
Yeah, that's true. Or Louisville.
Louisville,
With all that said, I will have no nerves doing the show Friday next week just with me and Matty T together.
Oh, of course, two
Matty
pros.
will be at the controls, and he's the #1 ace pilot, at ESPN Arkansas.
And you won't have to try to drag me across the finish line, so it's good. You're all good.
Right.
Y'all's backs are going to feel so great next Friday. You're not going to be carrying me for 2 hours, so y'all should revel and just ask me to go on vacation more often.
So to everybody that wants to be a part of the show today, you do it at your own peril. Phone calls might be dropped, texts might be deleted. We might have commercials going off in the middle of segments, and
we're going to find out.
It's going to be total utter chaos. So
y'all's guess is as good as mine of how well this show is going to go.
877-377-6963 for your calls, your texts, and your complaints throughout the show today. That's right.
If you're complaining, I'll just hang up on you because now since Maddie's not here, when somebody answers the phone, it will be me. Which if you call during a segment, you're gonna have to wait till break. I'm sorry, that's just how it's gonna have to work. And if you complain, you're not getting on air because there is no buffer system. Maddie's not there to protect you. So just remember that. If you want to complain on air, at least lie to me. At least try to get through me a little bit, and then you can do whatever you want.
Maddie never takes his frustrations on the air or to the callers. Drew does. So, yeah, be a little careful with that.
Got to be worried.
So, I was trying to avoid any news on the Steelers-Vikings game until I got home last
night. Did you make it?
So, I got a story for you here. After Arkansas beats Jackson State 66-62, in entertaining ball game. Kudos, Sasha Goforth. Go ahead, 3 top of the key. I was successful of knowing nothing about the game until I got in my car. Now, I'd listened a little bit to the radio station that I will catch Steelers radio broadcasts on my way to the arena. The moment I plug my phone into the car jack, on comes that radio station.
Uh-oh.
The first thing I hear is Bill Hillgrove give me the score. 29-0 Minnesota. Like, oh, okay. Well, that's actually terrific because I'd rather not waste my time
going back and watching
those 29 points. So I actually was like, I don't want to. What do I want to watch this for? They're getting crushed. So I listened a little bit, and the next thing you know, start coming back a little and have this tremendous, exciting fourth quarter and a finish that was right through the hands of Pat Freiermuth with a couple of guys hitting him and all of that. But so it actually worked out perfectly, and. Bummed that the Steelers lost? Yes, sure. Bummed that they can't play. They can't do a darn thing for the first 3 quarters in games any longer, man. I mean, this is now a fourth quarter team, and it didn't work. It didn't work. Now, so you put it here on our rundown here.
I did because it was utterly embarrassing to watch, and I honestly feel bad for people like you and other Steelers fans, and it's hard for me to admit. But when you have a guy that is so clueless and is starting to feel like the next coming of Antonio Brown and not as talented but as much of a distraction with Chase Claypool, like I feel bad.
Well, it's been a bad week or so for Claypool because he was asked, what was it? Is it about? I think he was asked last week, like, how can the team focus better throughout the week? And he said one good thing that Mike Tomlin might implement is playing music at practice. This is a second-year receiver that is basically giving advice to a potential future Hall of Fame coach who's won a Super Bowl, what he should do at practice. Tomlin did not take very well to that.
He did not.
And then earlier in this game, of course I didn't see it, but I read about it, he's got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that pushes their field goal from 34 to 49. They bench him after that. And so Claypool on this final drive, he always does the first down point, and it's not
which
just
is
like
fine in most situations.
Antonio Brown used to do the exact same thing, man.
That's
Every
why I
first
made the
down, he would
connection.
hold the ball out there, point it, and drop the ball. So and this what was there, like 14 seconds, 17 seconds, forgetting how much time was left, but there was
it's under a minute,
at least 10 seconds wasted by Claypool instead of after being tackled and you're out of timeouts, just handing the ball to the official or just putting it on a hash mark. He does his first down thing. He's got a teammate coming over to try to take the ball from him to give it to the official. They fumble it amongst each other. A Vikings player eventually gets a hand in there, too. It cost them like 16 seconds and probably 2 plays. So, gosh, what a moronic move.
It's quite dumb. And I put on our rundown, did you see his response saying that he said definitely got to get better. I got tackled near the hash, did my little first down point, went to hand the ball to the ref. He had just got there. So even if I had gotten right up, looked for him, he wasn't there. He ran down the field to come get the ball. The ball got knocked out of my hand. That's what cost us, but I definitely have to do better. It feels like he's saying that me, by doing my little point, didn't cost us any time because the ref was late anyways. Which
the whole
I think is a whole bunch of malarkey.
Started with the point, so that's kind of what it began with.
Your teammate wouldn't have ran over there trying to take the ball from you if you weren't doing a little stupid first down point. Now, I get it. It's first. It was a 4th and 1 play. You just picked up 9 yards. You're excited. You're starting to drive. You're down by 8. Plenty of you have under a minute, but you feel good, especially kind of with what you were able to do last week against Baltimore in the final couple of minutes of that game. So I get emotions, but you just have to realize the situation, and you have to, when you get into a 2-minute drill type of situation that they're in, you have to be in that mindset that there is no time for celebration. There is no time for look at me mentality. It's get up, hand the ball off, or run it over, put it on a hash, and then the ref can move it over or set it there himself. Yeah. Like it's got to be that simple.
It should be that simple, but apparently it wasn't. All right, so what do we got going on halftime today? Aaron Torres will join us, bottom of the hour. Be good to connect with AT, as always. There's supposed to be some news coming down, I think within the hour, about potential NCAA penalties being levied on Auburn basketball for all of the FBI stuff and Chuck Person. I saw Pat Forty tweet that something would be coming out at noon. He didn't say if it was noon Eastern or noon Central. So usually just assume it's noon Eastern. So we'll see what happens once we get into the break. I'll take a look and see if it actually happened. Ricky Stromberg has announced he's going to return for another year at Arkansas, so we'll dig into that. That's great news for this team, and probably good news for Stromberg too. And we've got a question about, and Emmanuel Acho brings this up, that there is SEC bias in the college football invitational committee. Yes, there is, but why? And we'll have reasons, not just pointing out.
He asked the question, and we'll answer it.
Yeah, he didn't give any answers whatsoever. So, and you can be a part of the show too. Yeah, JT, I expect us to be on the air for the entire show. Who knows what'll happen?
We're about to make it through a whole segment.
Well, I mean, that's good. 1 out of 8, man. It's pretty good. We'll see what happens in segment number 2 when we come back. So stay tuned on halftime.
I think you can be awfully proud of the way your fans are with you. I've never seen stands so full of life. The whole state was behind you. There was a spirit there about it, Coach, and that means that your team has done something that's really great for this state.
Thank you, sir. We're very proud of our fans. They've had a big part in the success that we've had.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Traylon down the sideline. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Randall Ford continues to give back to the local community, and one of the things I love about this dealership, Jeremy, my dad sold cars here. He absolutely loved the Randall family. They've been a part of this community for a long, long time, 113 years in business, and they're continuing this holiday season to give back. You guys have a canned food drive going right now, and that's just something that just it's close to my heart.
We do. We just want to give it back to the community and help those that are in need. So we've got a canned food drive coming. How that would benefit you is for every can that you bring down to us, we'll take $100 off the purchase of a vehicle, and we'll stack up to 10 of those. So bring 10 cans, get up to $1,000 off.
Helping our local families and friends that are in need this time of year. They've been doing it for a long time. Stop in and see us. 4th oldest Ford dealership in America, my friends, is right here in your own backyard. Caring about this community, giving back to this community. That's the Randall Ford way. Come see us at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Wake up your happy at Hardee's with the new $3 French toast dips. Wait, what? French toast dips sprinkled with powdered sugar and served with a side of syrup. Sugary, syrupy, dippable. Sweeten up your morning at Hardee's. Try the new $3 French toast dips at Hardee's. The sweet one on the 2-3 more breakfast menu. Feed your happy. Available during regular breakfast hours at participating Hardee's restaurants. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
Reliable, high-speed internet is available to rural Johnson County. Arkansas Valley Electric members in Owark, Ozone, Lake Ludwig, Mount Vernon, Harmony, and other areas north and west of Clarksville can sign up now for fiber internet, TV, and phone service starting at $49.95 a month. Call 1-833-4WAVE-RC or go online to signup.waveruralconnect.com. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6-inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
It's Christmas time at Wheeler Power Sports. They have a huge selection of new inventory, including KO dirt bikes, pit bikes, and ATVs from beginner to intermediate. Financing is available with approved credit, Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and Kimco, along with a great selection of quality certified and pre-owned rides. Wheeler Power Sports, the River Valley's longest-standing power sports dealership, serving Fort Smith and the surrounding area for 54 years.
Call Wheeler Power Sports at 479-783-5822 or check them out online at wheelerpowersports.com. TGIFridays.com. TGI Fridays is the best place in Fort Smith for food, fun, and football. Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith has your favorite beers on tap. And Thursday through Sunday for bar football, all drafts are just $2. Fridays is the best place to watch football with plenty of TVs so you won't miss a second of the action while enjoying famous Fridays appetizers like the loaded potato skins or Friday's signature whiskey glazed sliders. It's food, fun, and football with $2 drafts Thursday through Sunday at your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 and Rogers in Fort Smith.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, what's happening, shouting? The king back. I know y'all miss a pimp, right? Yeah, but dig, there's been a lot of hating going on, okay? So let me holler at you something. First of all, look at here, dog. You might see me in the street, but shouting, you don't know me. When you holler, when you speak, remember you don't know me. Save all the hating and the popping, pimping, you don't know me. Quit telling people you my partner, listen, you don't know me. Don't be a groupie, keep it moving, shouting, you don't know me. Hey, I ain't tripping, pimp, the truth is really you don't know me. Yeah, you know they call me T.I., but you don't know me. You be hating and I see why, cause you don't know me. I think it's time I made a song for people who don't know me. I graduated at the streets, I'm a real OG. I've been trapping
Your life, make sure to download the Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast. Eastside Liquor in Fort Smith has the best deals in the River Valley on liquor, beer, and wine. Stop by 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith and make sure to check out their Facebook page for weekly specials. The Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast is part of the Hit That Line Podcast Network and is available wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, so the NCAA Division I Committee on Infractions has announced that the Auburn basketball program is receiving a 4-year probation. Bruce Pearl will be suspended for 2 games. There is no postseason ban. They already imposed one last year.
So what does a probation do? Is it like super secret double probation?
I don't think it's super secret because this is coming right off of the Opelika Auburn News website. The program must reduce its total number of scholarships by 2 during the probation. So that's going to cost them 2 scholarships for 4 seasons. Oh, a $5,000 fine.
Ooh.
Plus 3% of the basketball budget, which I don't think is just, 3% of a basket. I don't know how much it costs to run a college basketball program, but it would seem 3% would be a decent little chunk of change.
Yeah. It's definitely more than the $5,000 that they're... I guess have to give up.
That's just funny. That's
like,
just funny.
Why 5,000? Like, who came up with that number?
It's like walking up to somebody on the street and saying, I don't like what you're wearing. Give me a dime.
Exactly. It's probably equivalent of a normal person's dime, quarter, something as silly and just simple as that. I don't know. With this whole FBI investigation and everything that's come out of it, the tapes that we've seen, the people that... Some people have actually gone to jail, and then the official punishment comes down, and it feels like it's a slap on the wrist. It's obviously not a slap on the wrist for the people that had to serve jail time. That's serious. Those people ended up behind bars for a while. But as far as the NCAA goes and the institutions that are in charge of these people goes, it feels like it's a slap on the wrist. And the fact that Will Wade is still coaching after we've all heard the FBI tape 1,000 times of him offering money for a player.
That's what everybody is saying. They say, now we've heard about Oklahoma State. Now we've heard about Auburn. Now do LSU.
They won't. I just don't know why LSU seems to be so untouchable, because you would think that an institution that has many investigation violations going on at one time might be bumped up the list, right? They might want to become priority number 1 for the NCAA when they keep getting in trouble for multiple different stuff, not just athletically, but institutionally. They keep screwing things up. You would think that they would become the first item on the docket. You wouldn't push them down the row and get to other things first. You'd slow down on everything that's kind of minor compared to what's been going on at LSU. But no, I doubt they ever even get to it. And that's the way it just feels right now. It just feels like they'll never, ever pay a price for anything.
Well, there is a price here. Again, I'm interested to find out what 3% of their basketball budget is. does that limit any amount of raises you can give guys? I mean, money comes from so many different areas in an athletic budget, but this is coming right out of their budget for basketball.
But,
so the $5,000 isn't even a slap on the wrist. 3% of a basketball budget might be a legitimate amount of money. And 2 scholarships over a 4-year period, I mean, that's two scholarships per year for a 4-year period. Now, that's not nothing there.
Not nothing, but I mean, how many end of the bench guys are on scholarship though? I mean, you could still win a game with 2 less scholarship players.
Sure.
You could still win a lot of SEC games with 2 less scholarship players. And the way that
nothing. What would
it does feel like
you?
It's nothing, because the way that we've seen universities get around so many different things. They say 3% of a budget. Well, who's to say that a booster doesn't make an anonymous donation of to make up that money?
Sure.
I mean, is the NCAA going to then monitor all donations and everything else that comes in from today on towards the basketball team? Because if boosters are running these institutions like we know they are, it's not like they can't just write another check and rebuild that quote-unquote money lost.
Well, I think you probably would want to have a postseason ban is what it sounds like, to knock them out of a chance to play in the tournament. They did that to themselves last year. They self-imposed a ban, so I don't know if that's something that the NCAA took into account.
But refresh my memory, were they NCAA worthy of a team last year?
I think it was expected they were going to be and turned out not to be.
They weren't really that good. So, I mean, they gambled on picking a year that they thought that they may not make the NCAA tournament, and they were right.
Yeah, they didn't play in.
So therefore, there really isn't a penalty. They didn't lose anything.
They didn't take part in the SEC tournament, right? No, they didn't, but they wouldn't have been an NCAA team either. So,
and what would they been, like a 9th or 10th seed in the SEC tournament last year?
Oh, I don't remember.
Happened to start on. They'd have started on Wednesday. How many teams win the SEC tournament starting on Wednesday?
Oh, there's 4. Are there 4 teams that play that first day?
I believe so.
Yeah, 2 games. They might have been one of those. I don't remember what the standings were like last year, but I do remember going into the season thinking Auburn has the potential to be a really good team, and it turned out they weren't. They had injuries, I think, was one of the main reasons. Anyway, so that's what the NCAA is quote unquote imposing, and we'll see what happens with LSU next if they're ever going to move on to them.
They won't. But I can guarantee you that everybody that's gone on for the AIRP will definitely get a harsh sentence, and because once when you choose the AIRP or IARP, I always get the first 2 initials mixed up. When you choose that, you can appeal it. There is no other process. When you choose that to go that route, then whatever they say is final. And once again, that's been looming over a lot of universities. I think there's probably I want to say last time I read something on their process and when these things would actually be handed out and decided, that there are over 10 universities with IARP cases right now. I mean, these things have been going on for so long. I mean, my alma mater's still being investigated for stuff that technically happened in 2015 is when the quote-unquote violation of an improper benefits by an alumni and by a booster given to a potential recruit. That's when it technically happened. Now, it came out in 2019, but, I mean, we're sitting here almost to 2022, and nothing's going on.
So
they're just going to drag their feet. I mean,
this stuff involving Auburn happened, 5 years ago, because they imposed recruiting restrictions from 2017 through April of 2018 for about 6 months there. So I mean, this has taken quite a while to get to some sort of a resolution to where the NCAA has now said, yes, we're going to drop this 4-year probation.
And even during that time where they set restrictions against themselves, they made NCAA tournaments. I believe they made a Sweet 16 in that run, in that 4-year span.
Yeah, and usually, I mean, so you can point out how many people from that staff are left. Well, there's one of them. It's Bruce Pearl. That, and he gets a 2-game suspension, which that feels like only 2 games And I don't know when he's got to serve them, but it feels like they should be games like league games.
Mm-hmm. like against Arkansas. Right. Is what you're hoping for. And that's another thing that I feel kind of complexed about, kind of counterintuitive with the NCAA and their investigations, is because these things take so long. By the time that punishments and rulings are finally dished out and given to these universities, 99% of the time, the people that were there that committed the problem aren't there to be punished. Mm-hmm. The people that get punished are people that came in after, either as a staff to clean up the problems or just new student athletes that now have to pay the price for a crime that somebody else committed. So you feel bad at that time. That's why these NCAA investigations have to be done faster. They have to.
And with this deal with Auburn, the dreaded words "lack of institutional control" are nowhere to be found. I mean, that's really when you could find yourself in some serious hot water. All right, we're going to step aside for the break. Aaron Torres joining us in just a moment. We are brought to you by The Fence Man. It's the company you can trust when it comes to building your next fence. And they can custom build new gates for any existing fence currently. The process is easy, quick, and most importantly, affordable. They also feature 18-month same-as-cash financing at The Fence Man. If you need new fences, gates, or anything that involves a fence, call the Fence Man at 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936 for the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. All right, we're going to have to take the break, and Aaron Torres joining us next. We'll dig into Arkansas versus Oklahoma, and an exciting matchup of not just the two teams. These are two of the most exciting coaches in college basketball. And halftime returns right after this.
Halftime is brought to you by Crabtree RV Center. 4 generations making your family dreams come true.
Colleen, can you run back and wrap that? No, you've got a customer.
The holidays came early for the Hendricks Boutique.
Yes, we'll be open even later when it gets
They'll need a temp fulfillment manager to tie up the holiday loose ends.
I need some more help at the register. Somebody? Oh, Sharon.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
For the ones who are always in the know.
Delivery confirmed.
For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Nobody will pay more for your trade this holiday season than Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford. 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Salisaw and online at harryrobinson.com. Hey, if you're looking to sell your vehicle outright or you're looking to trade up before the holidays, no matter what you do, come to Harry Robinson first and get the most for your trade.
Yes, all we ask for you to do is give us the opportunity. We don't want you to miss out on money here. I mean, even if you're not buying a vehicle from us and you're buying it somewhere else, still give us the opportunity to purchase your vehicle. That can only help you out if we give you more. You're talking about a cheaper payment. You're talking about a better equity position, a lower interest rate. It's just good news for you. So like you said, Tommy, I mean, we're home of the more for your trade. We want to hold to that. We want to give you more for your trade. So come and see us.
All right, see him at Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford. It only takes 5 to 10 minutes to find out what your vehicle is worth today at Harry Robinson. Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Salisaw.
Looking for a fence company that will provide the personal touch to your fence or gating project? Call Dusty's Fence Company at 479-629-4190. Dusty's Fence Company specializes in custom wood design, vinyl fencing, chain link and ornamental iron projects, and they can even stain your fence to complete your project. Family owned and in business for 20 years, you will deal with the same person from start to finish. That's Dusty's Fence Company, 479-629-4190.
Law's Drugstore in Fort Smith now has vaccinations available for ages 5 and up. Law's Drugstore has the Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna vaccines. These vaccines are safe and effective in preventing severe cases of COVID. Call 452-6116 to schedule your appointment or stop by Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Champion Cycling, located at 5500 Massard Road, is a locally owned bike shop in Fort Smith that wants to help you find the joy in cycling that has been a part of their family for years. Their goal is to find the right bike for you, whether it's a road bike, mountain bike, or just a bike for leisure. Champion Cycling is totally stocked and has a large selection of bikes, including brands from Specialized, Pivot, and Look. Whether it's fixing a flat tire or a basic tune-up, their dependable service department is always ready to help. Stop by Champion Cycling today at 5500 Massard Road, and they will help you find your joy in cycling.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
This is ESPN 95.3. Have you entered the Champion Cycling Bikes giveaway? Go to hitthatline.com for your chance to win.
Baby, since you left me, there's somebody new.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett. Want to jump in the conversation with the guys? Call or text into Halftime at 877-377-6963.
Happy to have Aaron Torres on the show as always. Good friend. We've known him for a long time. And a little moment last week that, we just get past because you got to get past moments like that, especially when you're talking about friendships and professional relationships and things like that. AT, it's good to have you on, man. How are you today?
Everybody can hear me all right. I know I came through loud and clear last week. Listen, really quick, I know we have to move on. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. But I do want to apologize about the way our call ended last week. I didn't want to put you or your station or anyone involved in this show in a precarious spot. I work in radio. I know what I did was stupid. I feel terrible. Kicking over the plant also was stupid. That did get me in trouble as well. But with that said, I really am sorry. I really do feel bad. And I apologize to you guys, your bosses, the station, et cetera, because I never intended to put anybody in a bad situation like that.
AT, that's really, we appreciate that very much.
Oh, definitely,
and,
AT, appreciate it.
I think I've had moments like that on the radio for sure. It's been a while, but let's just move on and appreciate you.
Of course, it's been a while. You're a professional. It was whatever. We can move on, but it was not my finest moment, and I was actually just really, really, really embarrassed about it. I mean, I can't even describe. But anyways, guys, we can move on. If you want to move on, if you want to keep talking about it, I got the rest of the hour, so you tell me. But I do want the audience to know I feel bad that I put you, Drew, Phil, Drew, whoever it might be in a bad spot. So I apologize.
Well, let's just move on and talk some basketball here because I think we got a really fun matchup tomorrow at the BOK Center with Arkansas versus Oklahoma, and this is also two of the exciting, entertaining coaches in college basketball, and I wouldn't say I got to know him, but when I moved to Little Rock in 2001, Porter Moser was the head coach at UALR and had that program fairly successful before moving on to Illinois State. It's been such a roundabout career for him.
Yep.
And now he's at a place where it's not like he inherited a bare cupboard. Oklahoma's pretty good. We're expecting a darn good game tomorrow.
Well, Phil, that is the kind of thing that kind of jumps out to Porter Moser is it's a really unique career path where he's kind of at that low major level, has some success, then doesn't have success, then gets another shot and kind of figures it out late in his career. But they're an interesting team. I know they're coming off that loss to Butler. They also did just beat Florida the other day. So it's not as though, listen, this is what happens. First-year head coach, they, like so many other programs in college basketball, have a million new players because of the coaching change and a lot of the players under the old regime entered the transfer portal and all that stuff. And so, as I watch college basketball, I was watching Texas Seton Hall last night, and I think Texas and Chris Beard are still trying to figure out what they have, and I think Arkansas and Coach Muss is still trying to figure out what he has. And I think Oklahoma is a perfect example of that with Porter Moser. I've been impressed by the defense. I thought Coach Moser a little bit in the summer for something I was working on, and he did say, we're still trying to figure out what we have offensively. And so I think that's the plan of attack for the Hogs is, get up, get in transition, don't let them set that defense, because if they want to turn this into a half-court game played in the 50s, no different than what Loyola Chicago did under Moser in the previous couple of years. And I think for Arkansas, that's going to be kind of the key. Don't let them get that defense set.
And it's interesting the way you put it, how you don't know what you have right. It feels like every coach in college basketball now is not quite sure what they have because teams change on such a routine basis year by year. So the first year, Eric Musselman has a team that had guys that could hit threes, and they didn't rebound very well. They defended the three wonderfully. 2 years later, and it's almost, same head coach, couple of those same assistant coaches. You got a team that is just dominant rebounding right now, is not shooting the three at all. One thing, Aaron, where Arkansas just specializes in is getting good looks at the rim. Like this team attacks the rim. You got guys like Lex and Davis and JD. Getting to the rim, I think, is this team's best attribute offensively.
Well, and that's what I've noticed too, and it goes back to what I've said. What I said is I still think Coach Muss is trying to figure out what he has. But I'll say this is you do all your homework in the off season. You try to figure out what's going to work and how it's going to look. And it's not to say that things aren't going to change over the course of the year. I still go back, Phil and Drew, so much to our conversations at this time last year that basically did not involve Jalen Williams, did not involve Devo Davis at all, and the roles that they played late in the year. But I've just been so impressed by Chris Likes, and I don't think I realized how much this team kind of needs him. Now, I know statistically J.D. Note is the leading scorer and all that stuff, and there's other guys contributing definitely at a high level. But Chris Likes, I didn't know how he fit. I remember kind of in the lead-up to his commitment, everything was trending towards Arkansas, and you kind of know that Coach Muss loves those bigger guards like Jalen Tate and Moses Moody, and you start to wonder, like how is this going to work? But I think he's been a key piece for this team, and I'm just fascinated to kind of see, how it translates as the competition improves. I know that, in some regards, Arkansas has done exactly what is expected of them. They're undefeated at this point in the year. Not many people can say that. The wins over Cincinnati and Kansas State. But I think we're also going to learn a lot tomorrow, as you said. By the way, that game is in Tulsa, right, guys? You said, Phil, you said, yeah, see, I thought it was in Tulsa. ESPN.com had it listed in Norman. So anyone who listened to the Aaron Torres podcast this morning, I apologize because I knew it was in Tulsa, yet for some reason, at least as of last night on the website, I had to actually stop my recording and edit it because, I said it was a neutral court game, and then I thought it was a true road game. And so, anyway, that has nothing to do with anything. But I continue.
It's one of these interesting things, Drew, and I'll pass it to you in a moment, but it's the same thing like when Arkansas signed to play A&M in the Southwest Classic in football when the Aggies were still a Big 12 school. And then, they end up joining the league. You're not going to do off-site, non-campus conference basketball games. That just doesn't quite work, Drew.
No, it doesn't. And heck, AT, all these websites, they make mistakes. So against Missouri for last week of the season, the CBS broadcaster said the game was in Little Rock when it was played in Fayetteville. So it happens. Okay. Everybody makes mistakes. But on a national scale in college basketball, especially with Purdue losing last night on the buzzer beater at Rutgers, is there a clear-cut number one at this point in the season? I think we go back to last year. Basically from day one to literally the national championship game, we all knew Gonzaga and Baylor were clear-cut, head and shoulders above anybody else. Is there a clear-cut number one team in the country right now?
No, I don't believe so, and it's actually something I talked about on my show on, I think it was Wednesday, where, I was talking about Purdue a little bit and how I thought all offseason they would be good, and they were kind of one of these teams. It's not sexy in 2021 to talk about teams that just kind of return intact and have all their guys back from last year. We like talking transfers. We like talking kind of five-star high school players that are going to commit. And so I liked Purdue, but I never believed they were the number one team in the country. I don't have an AP vote. If I did, I probably still would have had Duke at number one this week. I don't think in this world that we live in, going on the road and losing to a top 25 team in your first road game, by the way, should preclude you from being number one. So I would have still had Duke number one. And I think the same thing happened to Purdue, Drew, last night. And I'll even take it a step further, and I tweeted this out, is I think we're going to see the impact of home court advantage this year in college basketball. That was Purdue's first true road game of the season. Duke lost their first true road game of the season a few weeks ago against Ohio State. And I think we have to remember, basically no one in college basketball at this point has played in front of true, loud, raucous road environments because anyone that was a freshman last year didn't. Anybody that's a freshman this year hasn't. And, of course, anybody that's a junior, senior, third, fourth, fifth-year guy at this point, never forget, they're probably in a new role than they were the last time that college basketball had full fans in the stands back in February and March of 2020. And so that, to me, is going to be kind of an interesting trend to follow because I do think, as we head into conference play, I think it's exactly what you said, Drew, is I don't think there is a clear-cut number one team. I don't think we're going to see somebody enter the tournament from a Power 5 conference or Power 6 in basketball sitting at, 33-1 overall or anything like that. I think everybody's going to take a couple losses this year because I think there's a lot of really good teams across college basketball.
AT, I don't know if you saw the report only came out about 40-odd minutes ago of Auburn's punishment by the NCAA coming out, I believe is 1,500 days since the FBI investigation and everything that took place. Is it fair to the current Auburn players and the current Auburn staff, besides outside of Bruce Pearl, to take this punishment? And with that being said, why aren't NCAA investigations wrapped up a lot faster? Why do they take almost 2,000 days since they first began?
Well, this one obviously, look, I think to go back to the beginning of the FBI stuff, the reason these have taken so long specifically is because there was kind of a 6 month, I'd have to look it up now, I forget, Drew, but the FBI basically told the NCAA, stand down. I still vividly remember, and I might have talked about it on this show before, but I remember the day that all those arrests happened, the 4 arrests happened, or maybe it was even more, whatever it was, 4 schools directly involved, and I remember that FBI press conference, and they asked the guy from the FBI, who kind of looks silly right now because he did that whole "we have your playbook" speech, but I bring it up because I remember them asking this guy from the FBI, they're like, did you consult with the NCAA in the lead up to these arrests? And the guy was like, no, we're the FBI. We don't care what the NCAA does. And so in this specific case, there was probably 6 months to a year where the FBI basically said, hey, NCAA, you can jump in when we're done investigating this. And so that's why these have taken so long. But it's just a weird, confusing time in NCAA rules and investigations and violations because, we now live in a post-NIL era, NIL being name, image, likeness, and I just don't like what are we even doing anymore? So we're still punishing them for rules that were broken, but then you have a school like Auburn that self-imposed a ban, so how does that factor in? And Bruce Pearl's still the head coach, and it's just a weird time. And so I will say, in defense of the NCAA, I'm glad that, they didn't kind of crush Auburn because, as you said, Drew, we're talking almost 5 full years ago now that all this stuff happened. It's time to move on. Auburn took their tournament ban last year. None of the players there were involved. Outside of Bruce Pearl, nobody at Auburn was involved in terms of guys that are still there. And so it's just a weird time, but nothing might speak to that more than the fact that 5 years later, we're just now getting resolution on this. And, oh, by the way, there's still a bunch of schools that we don't have resolution on, like Arizona, like Louisville, et cetera.
Are you making a smoothie, Aaron? I hear a little engine there in the background. Is that a mixer that I hear?
That is a garbage truck. I had to step outside. One, I was trying to avoid any plants that might be sitting in the house. That's one. But then two, no, I was. We got a little gym in my apartment complex. I had to do some stuff early this morning, so I went to the gym. Now I stepped outside. I thought it'd be nice and quiet. But that's a garbage truck in the background there doing their rounds on Friday.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink a smoothie out of the garbage truck, so that's quite the opposite.
No. What's weird, though, is I stepped outside to avoid the plants, and all I see is a bunch of really nice plants right outside the front of my apartment complex. So No avoiding them. But anyway, continue. What's anything else? What else?
No,
you got
I was going to leave it there because we're coming up against the break. So just, pull those plants out of the dirt, put them in a nice pot, and leave that pot on a windowsill untouched. You got
I learned my lesson. No more plants, okay? All right, guys, thank you. I'll talk next week, okay?
You're the best. Aaron, thank you so much. All right, we appreciate Aaron Torres joining us here on Halftime. That's always fun. Hey, get out to Joe's Grill and Cantina today. They've got outstanding Friday specials. Chicken fajitas are just $7 today. Steak fajitas are just $8. And flavored margaritas are $4 all day long at Joe's Grill and Cantina. You can also stop by for their happy hour specials from 3 to 6, $2 street tacos, $2.50 voodoo tacos featuring crawfish, and $3 house margaritas. Great place to watch the Razorback game on the weekend. That's Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. You can go to joesfortsmith.com to see their menu and order online on their website. You can also give them a visit. They're right across from the Harps in Fort Smith. We'll wrap the first hour up after the break. 877-377-6963 on Halftime.
In the mood for a top shelf night? 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge has your number. Sit back, relax, and enjoy select wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails in a rich, comfortable, sanitized setting with state-of-the-art air filtration. Indulge in one of our delicious appetizers, sandwiches, salads, or specialty items for carry-out or dine-in. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Stop by 906 Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith.
Farm Credit has been a trusted friend for over 100 years. They are ag financing experts. So whether you're a longtime farmer, new to farming, or buying your dream home or land in the country, their experienced staff has a plan to fit your goals, needs, and your bottom line. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com. Farm Credit is an equal opportunity lender.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you're a fence builder or have building experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay, health, dental, and vision benefits, plus a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Ever had a water heater that caused flooding? Or a water heater that won't put out hot water? What's worse is when the family uses up all the hot water, leaving you a cold shower. This can be a nightmare. Hi, it's Emily with Mr. Rooter Plumbing in Fort Smith. Did you know that we offer tankless water heaters so you never have to have this problem again? When you need plumbing, call Mr. Rooter in Fort Smith or book online at mrrooter.com. We're your neighborly company.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
Make Awake Bait and Tackle on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma has everything a fisherman needs. Rods, reels, tackle, plastics, all kinds of great baits to catch a wall hanger. Rods starting at $69.95. The biggest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reaction Innovation, Bobby Garland, Lake Forgoogan, and more. And Make Awake has Daiwa rods and reels, and they repair them too. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 1 mile east of I-540 on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
Where can you get an SEC breakfast burrito?
SEC!
Or a Jack or Hammer sandwich? Or a Moo Pig Burger? Moo Pig Suey! You can get all this and more at Black Dog Meat Company in Booneville. Black Dog Meat Company is a fantastic family-owned restaurant serving some of the best breakfast burritos, sandwiches, burgers, beef jerky, and farm-raised Iowa Black Angus beef steaks in the River Valley. Find Black Dog Meat Company's menu, daily specials, and more on Facebook. No black lives were harmed in the making of this food.
This is ESPN 95.3. Have you entered the Champion Cycling Bikes giveaway? Go to hitthatline.com for your chance to win.
I do the same thing I told you that
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Follow the guys on Twitter at PhilElsonPXP, at Matt Travis, and at DBarrett36. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
We were talking about Purdue basketball there with AT. I'll go on there on the Sports Reference page for college basketball, and on Purdue, you realize Purdue has had 2 head coaches for men's basketball since 1980. This is for college basketball. That's
really?
You even have one coach for that long, like a guy like
Since
Coach
1980?
K, Jim Boeheim. Yeah, Gene Cady, the great comb over, took over in 1980, a year after they lost in the Final Four. I think they lost to Michigan State in the Final Four. That year, and then Keedy is there until 2005. Matt Painter takes over the next year, and he's still there. 16 years later.
I didn't realize Matt Painter had been there for that long.
I didn't either, and he's built a good program. But neither of these coaches, for as long as they've both been in West Lafayette, have taken Purdue to the Final Four. So they've got this.
They've had them in top 5 programs at one point or another. I mean, Purdue has. Not every year consistently, but they've been in the top 5 multiple times over that span.
Absolutely, yeah. Big Ten champions, I think, a few times too, but no Final Fours since Lee Rose took Purdue to the 1980 Final Four. So that wouldn't have been losing to Michigan State because that was the 1979 Final Four. Now I'm interested to see who it is they lost to. Iowa. They beat Iowa. And lost to UCLA. There it was.
Okay.
That's right. Though they beat Iowa. That was back in the day when you had a third place game. Can you imagine doing that?
I've heard of those stupid little third place games. And
Purdue lost to UCLA in the Final Four and then beat Iowa for third place.
They make absolutely no sense. I mean, you made the Final Four. Just be the Final Four. You don't need to.
Can we do that in college football, too? Can we force them to play a third-place game for football?
I'd say we do, and that way it forces them to do an expansion because we as a society will say we need more football, we need more college sports, and then we'll force them to do it. Then we'll get outraged of how stupid it is, and it will force expansion. Like, that's the stupidest thing, like the third-place games. Like,
they do that in the Olympics, right? There is a bronze medal game.
Yes, but that's a bronze medal is still something. When you're playing for third place, you're not playing for anything in the NCAA. You've already
we just got all fired up about Arkansas finishing in third place in the SEC West. I remember. Look, it's all about like where you started, right? Where you're coming from.
Nobody cares about the third place game.
Oh, no, I think you're right about that, but I think people cared more about Arkansas finishing in third place because 100%. Of tiebreakers in the West. Like, I remember, gosh, it would have been 1987. The Pirates had 3 just miserable years, and then they finished in 4th place in 1987. And my friends and I and my father, we're all fired up about it. Like, oh, boy, we're number 4.
Oh,
It's all a matter of where you came from.
Phil, come on. I grew up an Orioles fan who's won 2 divisions in his lifetime, and one of them was in 97 when I was 3 years old. Anytime that we finished above the Rays and the Blue Jays, it was good. If you finished in 3rd in the division, you felt happy. We felt good. It was you didn't have to win to feel like things were on the right track being a Baltimore Orioles fan. So trust me, I 100% get it. But with the third place game, it just shows that they really were making things up on the fly as we've gone through sports, as we've created what college sports and just sports in general really is. You look back at some of the ridiculous things that they have tried and at every level of athletics, and it really just leaves yourself head scratching. Like, man, y'all were just making stuff up as you went.
Oh, absolutely. Dustin says that the third place games are the bowl system. Well, third place for me, would be like the New Year's Six bowls. I would say some of the other bowl, not the Outback Bowl, but some of the other bowls. Gasparilla, Guaranteed Rate, Los Angeles Bowl, Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. Those are 8th place games, maybe even 10th place. All right, so Dawn is on hold here on halftime. Dawn, got a couple of minutes left on this in this hour. What you got going on?
Oh, I just had a quick comment. You were talking about Purdue and their coaches. And you probably know this, or maybe not. Gene Cady, he actually was at Arkansas with Eddie Sutton before he went to Purdue.
I remember reading about that. I did not know that until reading about it about a year ago, I think.
So the year that in 1978, so he was on the staff when they went to the Final Four, as well as, of course, Pat Foster. So anyway, I thought I'd mention that.
I remember seeing Gene Cady up close. I got to, I went to Indiana University for a couple of years, and every once in a while you'd get really good student seats. Then there was the one game. This is the first time I ever worked stats for anybody in a broadcast of any sort for the student station. It was an Indiana game. No, that was against Iowa. But I remember seeing Gene Cady up close, and that hair is legendary, man. I mean, you had to work on a comb-over like that. And the scowl, like Gene Cady's, you put Gene Cady and Bob Knight's faces together in a scowl like that.
If looks could kill.
Those looks could kill. That's exactly right. I remember.
Anyway, that was a good.
Yeah, Don, appreciate the phone call, man.
Don.
Thanks. Yeah, I remember watching Konzo Martin, current Mizzou head coach, win the Big Ten Player of the Year award as a Purdue Boilermaker my first year at Indiana. Yeah. Wasn't the greatest year in the Big Ten. He was good, but I don't think
I was about to say, I don't remember Konzo Martin being a world beater.
Well, he was an Indiana beater. I remember him beating the Hoosiers at least once. All right, we're into the second hour, which is the golden hour on a Friday. I am so excited about that.
I haven't screwed up yet.
Not yet. We got 60 minutes to go, so let's not quite celebrate yet, as the plane is in the air, and we still have half the flight to go, and I don't have a parachute.
Looking for a different gift idea this holiday season? Gift cards from Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith make the perfect stocking stuffer for Christmas. Joe's gift cards come in just one shape, but all different sizes, and they're guaranteed to please everyone on your list, so they can enjoy Taco Tuesdays, half-price apps and taps, and all the daily specials at Joe's. Give the gift of Joe's Grill and Cantina for Christmas. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
When you've escaped the screens and the sun bathes everything in a golden glow, and your friend hands you a cold organic beer that tastes as perfect as nature itself, that's pure gold. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, the first national USDA certified organic beer. Organic by nature. Enjoy responsibly. 2020 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, St. Louis, Missouri.
Winter is just around the corner.
Back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back for another football season. As always, BetOnline is your #1 spot for all the pro and college football action this season. With the new updated site and interface, even more odds, props, and contests, BetOnline continues to be the #1 source for everything football. Head to your website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Don't forget to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV. From football, basketball, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of these amazing offers for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Do you know the difference between admission and confession? Admission is acknowledging the truth of something. Confession is a formal statement agreeing that you're guilty. Greg Allman admitted he's no angel, but that doesn't mean he confessed his guilt before God. Romans 10:10 says, one believes and is justified, and with the mouth one confesses and is saved. Confess to God that Jesus died in your guilty place, and then you'll receive His amazing grace. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Pray about it.
The Game Day Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. You'll find 10 bedrooms with 19 beds for up to 28 guests, 9 bathrooms, 17 TVs, poker table, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a fire pit, 2 gas grills, outdoor basketball court, a heated indoor swimming pool nearby, and a 10-minute drive to Silver Dollar City. Not to mention near some of the best golf courses. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO. We're back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back.
Time. Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on, it's almost halftime.
It's the golden hour. It's the hour we live for, Monday through Friday, here on halftime.
We finally made it.
Of 10 hours. The first 9 hours are pure hard work. I mean, we put in 3 hours of prep for every 1 hour that we do here on halftime.
I'd say that's about right.
And then the 10th hour of the week, the golden hour, the one that you just tuned into right now, this is where we just all let it hang out. This is where the boys be boys.
Exactly. This is where we goof off. This is where we get to do what we really want to do, I guess.
So no goofing off for the other 9 hours of the week, right, Drew? None whatsoever. No. It's all serious.
We've been clear-cut and serious. I mean, straightforward, hard-hitting facts, hard journalism. I mean, I honestly feel the last 9 hours have been some of the best journalistic hours I have had.
You've been out there pounding the pavement. You've been contacting sources.
Ear to the streets, just giving the people the knowledge and the facts that they need. That's what I'm here for.
Well, it's great to have 60 minutes to totally goof off.
It is.
While you are also trying to not
goof off too much and
kill us here on our flight. That we have another hour left here on Drew Barrett Airlines, if I want to call it that, and actually be a passenger here on this airplane.
Well, so far we've made it. We're starting to we've reached our cruising altitude. We will start the descent here shortly.
Okay. Can I have one more drink before?
For you, yeah.
Flight attendants already put it away.
You know what? You're a decent passenger. You're good. You haven't complained. You haven't hit the flight attendant button. I'll get you one more. What do you want? Jack and Coke? Or you want another martini?
I got coffee. A little Bailey's with the coffee.
All right, I got you. I'll get you some Bailey's real quick.
All right, thanks very much. Well, Charlie has joined us here in the golden hour. So no, Jackson, it was not a non-alcoholic flight. It is during the show, okay? I'm not going to drink during the show. Just have coffee. It's just regular coffee.
Wait,
here.
We're not allowed to drink while we're on air?
Sugar, a little milk, that's it. Yeah, I don't think it's probably not the best idea.
I'm just saying, you've never seen me open one of these Cokes before. You don't know what's in it.
I've also seen cans of Coke that aren't really cans of Coke, and you never really know what's inside of them before.
You don't know what I'm doing.
It's like little.
I might be flying blind right now.
It's like little Johnny holding the Playboy magazine inside his mathematics, book, during Friday classes at school. Charlie's on hold here. Charlie, tuna. What do you have for the golden hour here? You usually come with something very serious, sports related. It's the golden hour, man. So what do you want to do?
Man, listen. What is this segment called anyways?
This is not – see, Friday's first segment of the second hour, that's usually when we have our named segments, our themed segments, Change My Mind, 3 Up, 3 Down, Halftime Homework, and Get Off My Lawn. Like Friday, since it's the golden hour itself is just one big segment with some commercials thrown in.
One big thing. Y'all get to pick what we do. We don't.
This
really
is
care.
whatever you want it to be.
Okay. Well, I'll say this. Drew, I went to search you on Facebook. I know that sounds weird, but
oh, I'm not on
I
Facebook.
searched Drew Okay. Well, you do have an old account because I found it.
Oh yeah, I probably do, but I'm not
the
active
other
on
Drew
it.
Barrett, the other guy.
I saw a completely different person on there, but I know it was you.
Oh, yeah, a lot
Looked
skinnier, a lot more put
yeah,
together.
a lot. Yeah. Looked like it was about 20 years
athlete
ago.
Drew.
Anyway, I'll say this about the basketball team. You know, it's going to be a tough challenge tomorrow for us to win that game. I expect it to be a close game. So, personally, because I just do.
Well, it's a very team that you're facing here. This is an Oklahoma team that can score from the inside, that can score from the outside. I mean, they've got the kind of size that you will see in the SEC that I don't know if Arkansas necessarily is seen on a routine basis in the non-conference schedule. So, and deeper and I mean their top scorer is 6'10" Tanner Groves, and I'm not sure if we have seen – I'm not going to throw the word dominant around for Groves yet, but, to see him be the focal point of this offense. And, this is where I've been wondering about, you're going to need a Trey Wade, you're going to need a Kamani Johnson to give a few more minutes against a guy like Tanner Groves. It's my expectation because Jalen Williams isn't going to be out there for the whole game.
Well, I'll say this. I actually expect Connor to play more this game
if
he starts the game off well.
Mm-hmm.
If he starts the game well, it seems to me if Muss watches the first few minutes and he goes, you know what, Connor's going to be a mismatch tonight, I'm taking him out. And, it's just like I think it's a gut feel for Muss when it comes to him, and I get it. And so he just feels like, Jalen can do everything. The dude is just a complete player as far as obviously defensive. I'm not saying he's the greatest scorer in the world. He's got to keep developing there, but he can do everything, and he's every kind of, thing you can think of for a basketball player. And so that's probably, and they can go a little smaller and switch more when Connor's not in there. So, that's part of it. But, Phil, I want to follow up something the other day. I do agree with you. I don't think the three-point shooting will be a vocal point for this team. What I was trying to say basically was I do think at some point we will be better than 300th and whatever we are in the country right now.
Yeah.
And I also agree with Drew because he came up with a great point afterwards. He talked about the matchups. When we play Alabama, those dudes are going to shoot a ton of threes and they're going to make a ton. Now, can we keep up? With our 2-point, we got guys who can shoot because I've heard Muss say they make it in practice. It's just about taking to the game, and I don't know what it is, but, hopefully we figure it out. Hopefully we're not 300th and something in the nation. I don't think it'll be a vocal point of our team, like you said, but hopefully we can at least get a little bit better as the season goes along. Anyways, I'll hang on and listen.
Charlie,
appreciate it.
It's always good to talk to you, man. And so it's got to be very interesting to look at the idea that Arkansas is a team that's struggling to shoot three-pointers, but yet they still score 83 points per game. And things change once you get into the SEC. I think that's just going to be a fact. They'll need to hit a few more. But I wanted to look at the rankings here on three-point shooting compared to team scoring. So Arkansas right now, 300th in the nation in three-pointers per game. They're making 5.7 three-pointers per game, 300th in the nation. Yet Arkansas's scoring offense is the 22nd best in the country, right? So they're still finding tons of ways to score without it coming from behind the three-point line. And again, get into the SEC. That's why this game against Oklahoma, for me, is so important or just more interesting because you're facing a team that's built more like what you're going to be facing once you get into your own league than you have been playing now. It's perfectly fine and dandy to play against Northern Iowa, to play against Penn and play against Little Rock. I'm not criticizing the schedule at all, but a game like this against OU,
more of a measuring stick than
so
what
much
you've
more
had
of a measuring stick
up to this point. So it will be interesting, and you hope that Arkansas is able to compete, and able to do exactly what they've been doing thus far to the season, and that's taking high-quality 2-point percentage shots and then getting to the free throw line and knocking them down. Staying above a 75% clip from the charity stripe is what they have done thus far to this season. And if you can continue to do what you've done, and like you said, 83 points, that's not the average. That's nothing to scoff at, even against the teams that you've been playing against. I'm not saying you've played against the cream of the crop as far as it goes as talented teams to this point, but to do that against the talent that you have played against is still phenomenal. So hopefully the 3-point shot does develop, but like I said, as long as the attempts don't go up, if attempts go up, makes have to go up. But if attempts go up and makes don't go up, then you might have a serious problem on your hands.
M.A. in Glenwood has figured out our situation with Charlie here. He asked if we've paid Charlie for these segments yet. And, this is the greatest thing. So I've just bragged a moment ago about how Drew and I put 3 hours of prep into every 1 hour of programming here on Halftime. That was probably a lie, because Charlie adds exactly one segment per show that we don't have to plan. Well, he brings us the topic. Like, Charlie is doing prep work at home without realizing it.
Well, here's the thing, though. What people don't know, I'm going to pull the curtain back and show you all a little bit more insight. We actually still do plan in case he doesn't call. Like, we're not just holding our tails between our legs.
No, we don't.
I mean, we have backups.
It says right here on our rundown, Charlie the Big Tuna segment, in big bold letters with a yellow highlight on it, man. I mean, we're planning on.
But then I also put a dash, so if he didn't call, I could write something there. There's a dash there.
There could be a few other things. I feel like I want to buy Charlie a gift. I wonder if Charlie has a bicycle. If he doesn't, maybe I'll go to Champion Cycling in Fort Smith and get him one. You know, you might have a child that doesn't have a bike, and you want to get him or her his first bike, or an adult who hasn't been on a bike in years, like maybe Charlie, or maybe Charlie is someone who'd like to podium at his next race. Champion Cycling can help you find the right bicycle with a great selection of bikes, cycling apparel, and accessories, plus great service. Champion Cycling is at 5500 Massard Road in Fort Smith. You can find your next ride with Champion Cycling. Let's go to Ryan, who's giving us a call here next on Halftime. What's up, Ryan?
Oh, not a whole lot. I'm guessing y'all saw that Stromberg's coming back?
Yeah, we got a couple of texters coming. You mentioned it in the first segment of the show. That's great. Great for Ricky, great for the team, great for the fans. I think that's terrific.
I think too, that's what we need to kind of help with our situation with losing Traylon. If we can, because with him coming back, this is going to make us have the deepest offensive line we probably had in a very long time. Plus, what we've got, the younger guys that are on the team that are going to get even bigger next spring. This rushing attack could be the best rushing attack we've seen in a very long time out of Arkansas, and that gets me pumped because that's something I love is old school Arkansas football, and I think Hasselwood's going to help too match some of Traylon. Obviously, losing Traylon's going to hurt, but I just getting Stromberg back makes me a little more optimistic about our what the offense can do next year, because we're going to need him, and that's all I got. Go Hogs, and let's have a good weekend, shall we?
Yeah,
appreciate it, Ryan.
So the offensive line now is going to return 4 of their 5 starters, and the only one who has no eligibility left is Myron Cunningham. Dalton Wagner's already announced he's coming back. You got Bo Limmer and Brady Latham, and Ricky Stromberg right there in the middle. Just got to find a left tackle. That will be one of maybe the most important position battle when it comes to the offensive line once we get to next August. But, of course, maybe you're bringing someone in. I don't know. As a transfer, I'd seen where Richard Davenport had reported that Landon Jackson, a freshman defensive end from LSU, is visiting Fayetteville this weekend. He's in the portal. He's got family in Northwest Arkansas, and you need some more depth. You probably need a guy to start on the at defensive end for next year, and maybe Landon Jackson will be that guy. Got into 5 games for LSU, played special teams, had no stats, but he was ranked the number 8 defensive end according to ESPN in last year's class. There you go. All right, halftime back after the break. Stay with us.
Do Do you like paying your rent or mortgage every month? Of course not. Thanks to real estate
Harry
agents Nick and Ellie
Robinson,
Glidewell and Matt Fowler at Highlands Residential Mortgage in Mountain Home, we're giving away free rent or mortgage payments for a year up to $15,000. Don't worry about that payment. Now that's a good start to 2022. Go to hitthatline.com and enter the free rent or mortgage for a year sweepstakes now through December 14th. Complete contest rules are at hitthatline.com. Let us pay your rent or mortgage for a year. Courtesy of real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell, Matt Fowler at Highlands Residential Mortgage in Mountain Home, and ESPN Arkansas.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Ashley Air is proud to be an official sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Our service to the River Valley began in 1958, the same year that the legendary Frank Broyles took over as football coach. The Hogs have had some great coaches, but we've never had so many on campus all at once. Sam Pittman, Eric Musselman, Dave Van Horn, and Mike Neighbors, just to name a few. What an incredible team. We put together quite a team at Ashley Air, too. On game day, call the Hogs. When your AC breaks, call Ashley Air.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recordings anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless, at 479-478-6616. That's 479-478-6616 for more details. Or stop by our location at 601 Church Street in Barling, next to Frank Rowe Furniture. Or visit us online at www.shopwownow.com. That's shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
The Big Hardy has 2 juicy charbroiled beef patties, melted cheese, and classic sauce. It's what you order from Hardee's when you want a big meal. A big, beefy, melted, cheesy meal. And with 3 juicy charbroiled beef patties, the really Big Hardy is what you order when you want a really big meaty meal. A really big charbroiled beefy meal. A really big, beefy, melted, cheesy, juicy, tasty. You get the idea. The Big Hardy and really Big Hardy at Hardee's. Feed your happy. Available for a limited time at participating Hardee's restaurants. Price participation may vary.
Christmas shopping is easy at Jelco Outdoors in Fort Smith. Great gifts for everyone on your shopping list. Work boots and clothing. Jelco just added a new tip-top selection of Western boots by Justin, Tony Lama, Ariat, Nakona, and Twisted X. Jelco is now carrying Hey Dudes, plus all the fishing, hunting, archery, and firearms for that special person on your list. This year, shop local at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience, specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
I was talking with a friend of mine, said a woman that hurt his pride, told him that she loved him so.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett. The Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach, Hog Reaction, Coffee with Counsel, Huddle Up, and Fantasy Football Sunday. All available on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just type Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Our podcasts are on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, HitThatLine.com, Anchor, TuneIn, Stitcher, and Google Play. Brought to you by Breeden RV Center.
As we previewed, we'd get into this earlier in the show. Emmanuel Acho, who is former Texas Longhorn and an ESPN college football analyst, did not play in the SEC, and it shows. It's funny, anybody that played outside, not anybody, but those who are on ESPN or loudest, guys like Danny Cannell, Emmanuel Acho, always want to point out that there is an SEC bias without ever addressing the reason why there is. So apparently Emmanuel Acho does not believe that Georgia belongs in the college football playoff/invitational. And here's his reasoning. You can go ahead and play it.
Georgia was great. But why did we think Georgia was great? Because of SEC bias. You see, Georgia beat Arkansas when Arkansas was ranked number 8. But by the end of the season, Arkansas had 4 losses at 8-4. They're not in the top 20. Georgia beat Kentucky when Kentucky was ranked number 11. But by the end of the season, Kentucky had 3 losses. They're not in the top 20. Georgia beat Auburn when Auburn was ranked number 18. But by the end of the season, Auburn had 6 losses, 6-6. They not even ranked. So is Georgia one of the 4 best teams in college football? Maybe. But we were going to believe so. Either way. College football is based off of a false premise. The premise every year is that the SEC from top to bottom is better than every other.
Sorry, I'm messing up.
Oh, there you go. See,
I'm trying to cut the music off. And
it's okay. The point that Emmanuel Acho is trying to make is that there is an SEC bias.
By a long
Here you go. You can keep playing
shot. The SEC usually has 2 great teams. It'll be Bama and LSU. It'll be Bama and Georgia this year. But we start college football with the false premise. And so when you lose to an SEC opponent, that loss don't mean that much. When you beat an SEC opponent, that win means everything. Alabama, they have 1 win, not counting that win over Georgia, versus a top-ranked team. That's Ole Miss at number 8. Then you move to Michigan. Well, they have 2 wins versus number 6, Ohio State. That's the top-ranked team. And again, Iowa, number 15. That's the top-ranked team. Then you get to Georgia. Georgia's best win was against number 19, Clemson. However, Cincinnati's best win was against number 5, Notre Dame, and they won their championship game versus number 20, Houston.
So the whole thing that he's complaining about is that the committee where these rankings come from is starting from what he calls a false premise, that the SEC deserves a bias. He says they don't because the SEC is not the best league in college football, I guess, in his mind on a year-by-year basis. Look, there's a reason why there is an SEC bias. I'm not here to tell you there isn't. The reason there is an SEC bias is because the SEC is the best league in college football. The way you can tell this is that the SEC for 15 consecutive years has had the most players drafted into the NFL on a year-by-year basis. The NFL is drafting players that they view are the best in college football. So therefore, if the NFL views it that way, then I think I would view it that way too. According to the SEC website, 123 players have been drafted in the NFL's first round in the last decade. That's more than double any other league. Vanderbilt has as many players on rosters on NFL opening days as Illinois, Maryland, and Purdue, more than Michigan State and Minnesota, more than Indiana and Northwestern, and Vanderbilt is at the bottom of the list in the SEC. When you go by, let me go further. 363 former SEC players are currently on an NFL roster. There are 97 fewer Big Ten players in the NFL. The ACC's in the 200s, the Pac-12 158, the Big 12 138. And this is the same with college baseball. People outside the SEC complain there's an SEC bias in college baseball. Well, you want to know why? Because it's the best league in the sport. You want proof? Look at the rosters of major league teams and look at the draft in the last 12 years. There are so many more SEC players. So based on that alone, there should be an SEC bias. I don't know. Maybe Emmanuel Acho doesn't get it because his NFL career lasted 20 games and he didn't play in the SEC and he makes a lot of bad points.
I try to understand where he's coming from. You know, you get the whole that there is an SEC bias and that, you know, Georgia probably does get a benefit of the doubt. Bama gets benefit of the doubt. But the reason why they get benefits of the doubt is everything that you said. And, oh, yeah, they deserve the benefit of the doubt because they've been there. They've done the work. They've proven that they are a top 4 program. They have proven both on the field in recruiting, off the field in the NFL, that they have the best players. And when you have the best players, in theory, you have one of the best teams. And when you talk about, wins and losses and, bringing up the fact that Auburn has 6 losses and that, Georgia beat them when they were number 18, but Auburn beat Ole Miss, and Ole Miss finishes in the top 10. What he doesn't address is the main reason why there's an SEC bias, and you see it every year, especially in the SEC West. It's hard. It's good football. Every matchup is good. There is no easy win. There is no bad loss in the SEC outside of Vanderbilt. And we've even seen years and points in history where even Vanderbilt wasn't a bad loss or an easy win. So when you have to deal with that year in and year out, of course you're going to eat each other. The head of the SEC is going to it has to eventually bite its tail because that's where its food source is coming from during the season. When you get into conference play, you have to fight each other. You have to dog each other to where there are going to be good teams that end up with 6 losses. There are going to be good teams like Arkansas that end up with 4. That's just the case. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you wanted to talk about how Michigan is so good, but you didn't bring up the fact that Penn State finished with 5. But Arkansas finishing with 4, now that's a problem. But Penn State with 5, that's different. You didn't talk about the Big Ten West that their champion got blown out in the championship game and barely even made it there. And Minnesota, Wisconsin were the 2 other best teams, and they would have finished 500 or below in the SEC.
You know another thing Emmanuel Cho did not address?
Points.
Here's another thing Emmanuel Cho did not address. His own alma mater doesn't even want to be in a league that's not the SEC. They have their own bias towards that league. Those who run the University of Texas are also biased towards the SEC, Emmanuel. Are you writing a check for the athletic department with your bad takes? Well, ESPN's still paying him.
Well, unfortunately, and I know for a fact I've had bad takes in the past. I'm not going to sit here and deny that everything that I've said on any airways in America has been 100% factual and 100% true, and all come out to be good takes. I've had just as many cold takes as the rest. But when you want to die on this hill and beat the drum that the SEC bias is unearned, is just ridiculous. And I know that because I've tried to beat that drum before, being a Group of 5 guy, being almost an anti-SEC guy for a lot of my life. It drove me insane how much bias it felt being from the outside that the SEC gets.
Part of it is
as you grow and you learn and you watch football and you cover these things for a living, you realize it's there for a reason.
Well, and sometimes it's tough to admit, that
it is.
That the thing that isn't yours is better than the thing that you view as yours, and that is the SEC, man. Danny Cannell, that's why he views the SEC the way he does, because it's not his. That's why Emmanuel Cho is bringing this up, because it's not his. But I think those who pay attention to the SEC in these sports, it's so obvious. It's so obvious that this is the best league in college football, that this is the best league in college baseball.
Without a doubt.
All you got to do is look at the professional rosters.
You'll lose more times trying to go against the grain than just going with it and just admitting what everybody's telling you.
Hey,
it is the best.
Did you know 1 in 9 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during his lifetime? Unfortunately, treatment options can have side effects like erectile dysfunction, urinary leakage, and bowel complications. But Space Ore Hydrogel can help minimize your risk of side effects when used with radiation therapy. You can learn more about the risks and benefits of Space Ore by visiting spaceore.com. That's spaceoar.com. Spaceore.com, sponsored by Boston Scientific. All right, I believe we're about to begin our landing procedures here on halftime, and we will be right back. Halftime is brought to you by Crabtree RV Center. 4 generations making your family dreams come true.
Did you know about 1 in 9 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during his lifetime? Unfortunately, all treatment options can have side effects, like erectile dysfunction, urinary leakage, and bowel complications. However, SpaceOAR Hydrogel can help minimize your risk of side effects when used with radiation therapy. To learn more about the risks and benefits of SpaceOAR, visit spaceoar.com. That's spaceoar.com. spaceoar.com. Sponsored by Boston Scientific.
This year's Value Bonanza sales event at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Baum County, Northwest Arkansas gives you more ways to save. Save big with 0% financing and cashback offers on select New Holland tractors, hay, and forage products, and materials handling equipment. These offers end December 31st, so make the trip to Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Baum County, Northwest Arkansas today. You get more choices and more savings when you buy during Value Bonanza. For commercial use only. Customer participation subject to credit qualification and CNH Industrial Capital LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply. Down payment may be required.
Reliable, high-speed internet is available to rural Johnson County. Arkansas Valley Electric members in Oark, Ozone, Lake Ludwig, Mount Vernon, Harmony, and other areas north and west of Clarksville can sign up now for fiber internet, TV, and phone service starting at $49.95 a month. Call 1-833-4WAVE-RC or go online to signup.waveruralconnect.com. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV? What? No way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Ask Brandon Zimmerman in Barling or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith about Shelter's home insurance.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue is now open 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Whole Hog Cafe has party packs for your watch party, tailgate party, business meetings, or lunch and dinner for the family. You will see a few new items on the menu to go along with the award-winning barbecue and sides. Whole Hog Cafe, Phoenix Avenue, offers online ordering at wholehogfortsmith.com, along with curbside and delivery service. Or come see us 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Follow Whole Hog Cafe on Facebook and Instagram for specials.
With over 40 years combined experience, the team at the law offices of Craig L. Cook understand the definition of work. Real work. Working for you. Whether you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help navigating bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
This is ESPN 95.3. Have you entered the Champion Cycling Bikes giveaway? Go to hitthatline.com for your chance to win. Are you entered to win free mortgage for a year? Go to hitthatline.com for more details. Brought to you by real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell and Matt Fowler at Highlands Residential Mortgage and Mountain Home. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
Drew asked a question on our rundown that I'm really not sure how to answer this question. And the pressure's got to start to hit you because Christmas is in 2 weeks.
It's practically here.
Yeah. So, and I never know. I'm bad at buying gifts. Like, I know I've bought good gifts here and there, but you want to try to put something that's got thought into it, and just end up running myself into circles. It's like trying to figure out what I'm going to have for dinner tonight, and then 30 minutes later, you still haven't figured it out. But how much money to spend on your loved ones, your family members? You know, do you spend more on a girlfriend than you do parents?
Yes, 100%. I do know that. I do know that the missus will be getting a whole lot more expensive or more gifts as far as monetary value added up over them than the parentals.
Are we talking nice, shiny things?
No, not yet.
Although she asked for it. That's not a Christmas gift. That cannot be a holiday gift.
Oh, goodness gracious, no. And I'm not into the whole cliches of getting engaged during Christmas or New Year's or on a holiday, or especially Valentine's Day. Like, get out of here with your cliches. It's been done 1,000 times. I'm not doing it. So there will be no ring, no shiny jewelry things that she will put on her ring finger on her left hand for the holidays. But she's getting some nice and thoughtful gifts. The main question is siblings, and especially now that we're all adults and that we all have jobs and he has a family. Do I buy him and his wife individual presents? Now, obviously, for my niece, I bought her a few presents. I'm not a terrible uncle. But do I buy him and his wife each individual presents, or is one between the two fine? Because now he's gone from single to a pair.
Well, candlesticks make a good gift.
Yeah,
wait a minute, that's
yeah.
something else. You can buy gifts for a couple, right? Like, that's okay to do that. You can buy gifts for a couple. It doesn't just have to be one for each. I'm trying to save you a little money here, Joanna. You're paying two rents.
That's what I'm trying to do, because then, I also have aunts, uncles, and, other family members that, I'd feel a little guilty if I didn't get them something. I just need to know that it's okay that once a sibling gets married, it's now socially acceptable to treat them as one person when it comes to gifts. That they don't get individual presents. Like, I don't get me wrong. I love my sister-in-law, Sophie. She's a great person. I'm sure they're going to be happy together for 100 years. But does she deserve, not really deserve, but does she get her own present? Instead of just writing to Stephen and
probably
Sophie.
Different on a family-by-family basis, and probably also depends on, how much green you got in your pocket.
That is true.
I've had a difficult time figuring out when to stop getting things for my kids, because our listeners who've been around for a couple of years now know. I mean, they lived in Canada for a couple of years there, so now they're back in Little Rock, and I'm so overjoyed by them being back. I just want to keep buying things for them, And so we got tickets to see Hamilton in February.
Oh,
this
lucky.
morning I bought them. Don't tell them. They better be at school, so they're not listening.
Anything.
I bought us tickets to see Weird Al together in Little Rock on May 31st. Yeah. And look, I mean, these are gifts for me too,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
I'm going all this stuff as well, but I got them a ton of Razorback gear. I just don't know when to stop with them. I probably need to stop now and maybe pick up a gift for my parents, since their 50th anniversary is in 8 days.
Oh, wow. Congratulations to your parents.
Thank goodness I have a sister that's creative with this kind of stuff. She's figured out what to get them. Now, this is wonderful, Drew, because while you're trying to figure out if you treat your married, brother, sister as one person with gifts, my sister always includes me on the gifts that she gets for our parents. And I appreciate that so much.
That is nice.
Because I have to put zero effort into it. Zero.
Yeah, but see, as between the two of us, if there was you and then your sister for me and my brother, I would be your sister. I'm the one that texts him, say, hey, make sure you tell mom and dad happy anniversary, or it's dad's birthday, it's mom's birthday, or hey, make sure you pick up a card for Mother's Day. Yes, it's this Sunday. Like, I'm the one that's constantly reminding him too. So
I need somebody for
that's
that.
putting the pressure on me.
There's only 5 or 6 birthdays that I remember. Mine is still one of them for now.
Well, that is good, as long as you continue to remember your own.
Well, that's coming up in a little bit, ma'am. Yeah.
Well, one thing I might need to know: do I get you a present, Mr. Elson? If you win Broadcaster of the Year again, which you are nominated for, congratulations.
Oh, I'm blushing here. I really am. I appreciate that. Thank you, Drew.
You're welcome.
You don't have to get me anything, man, because if I do get that award, then I'll get a nice. It's not the trophies aren't shiny, but they are nice. They're kind of right behind me here, so it would be cool to get that again. And Chuck Barrett and Jordan Black are the other two finalists from the National Sports Media Association, that's based out of Winston-Salem.
Which that's always something. It's always great to be honored. I'm sure to be just nominated it feels like it's probably an achievement, but at least that's what everybody, when they win an Oscar or up for an Oscar or a Grammy, they always say, "Oh, it's just an honor to be nominated." Is that true? Is it just an honor to be nominated?
Oh no, it's a knockdown drag-out fight to win, man.
Oh, of course,
absolutely. I've always had a really good relationship with Chuck, but no, we're good. We got to go until this award is announced. Like we can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Do I spot for Chuck during the Outback Bowl?
I don't know. I think you got to mess him up
together.
Now
this is my opportunity to win. Is totally screw Chuck up during the Outback Bowl by telling him the wrong tackler on every play.
I mean, that's the thing. You hold the power right now. You are able to rig this thing in your favor.
We're going to split the vote. That's what's going to happen. We're going to split the Razorback Sports Network vote, and Jordan's going to win.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm sure she is very well deserving.
She's terrific. She's come on the show before. She's wonderful, and
I have yet to meet her or talk to her on the show, but I'm sure she is a lovely person and is well deserving as well. See, that's the thing with a lot of these awards, especially in the media, especially when you're nominated against people that you work with, people that you respect. Like, you want to win, but also like you know, like they have just much right to it, and I'm sure that's how you feel.
Yes, I mean, you've been nominated before and not ended up being pointed out to, and it's also odd to think, like, how do you quantify, like, who's the best broadcaster? Like, you can quantify things with statistics.
Mm-hmm.
All SEC, first team, second team. We can argue about this stuff and have hard, cold facts to point to. Like, this is all about who likes, somebody's style over someone else, and that's really just a matter of opinion.
I mean, I wasn't nominated. I don't know how. I thought that I've just contributed the 6 greatest months to the sports media in Arkansas history. That's the way I felt when I saw these nominations the other day. I was happy for you, but I was a little shooken by it because I literally thought that nobody has done 6 months of better radio than me. Now, have you helped out with that? You have, but
well, because
I would have liked it.
It's an annual award, Drew.
So I have to be here for a year.
That's
okay,
exactly right.
That makes perfect sense. So I'm just shooing next year. Okay, I got it. 2022, my year.
Rob hits on a good thing. He said, "Nah, you wouldn't want to be in that booth if I tell Chuck the wrong tackler 2 times in a row. I wouldn't want to either. Nor would I ever do that.
No,
I have too much respect for Chuck and too much respect for the job anyway.
You got a little thing called integrity.
Well, I know what it's like to try to broadcast a football game without having a spotter, and it is
it's so hard,
awfully difficult to do. So, yeah, I mean, the one thing that you don't get to do if you win that award is make a speech.
No speech?
No speeches.
So I'm not getting thanked?
Well, they give out 50 awards, man. You can't have everybody give a speech. Come on. Can't do it. By the way, congratulations also to Bob Holt and Tom Murphy, who are the nominees for the Arkansas Sports Writer of the Year. So that's and both of them certainly deserve it too. Hey, you deserve for a great shopping experience at Crabtree RV Center in Alma, the dealership that served you in the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas for over 70 years. You've seen Crabtree RV right when you drove by them at the junction of I-40 and I-49 beside the Cracker Barrel on the 17-acre, 26,000-square-foot showroom floor. That's where they give every family the best experience, choosing the right RV for their adventures. And that's also where the service and parts department is located to fix you up if there's a breakdown. Everything you need at Crabtree RV, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years and 4 generations. You can go to the website to see their inventory as well at crabtreerv.com. All right, we're taking advice how much money to spend on family members for Christmas gifts. JT always has very good advice. 2 sisters who are both married, 3 kids each. He says he knows he's not getting anything from them, so he gives them cards with a gift card to their favorite restaurant. Nice and simple.
That's a good
People
idea.
People love free food. And that's why we all become sports media members anyway. Not for awards.
Exactly.
It's the free food. Wrap it up next.
Have you ever been to River City Bistro for a brunch on the weekends? Every Saturday and Sunday, River City is open at 10 a.m. with a special brunch menu. Eggs and omelets any way you like. Premium bacon, sausage and ham, waffles, eggs Benedict, and a great drink menu featuring mimosas, Bloody Marys, and all your brunch favorites. We will see you for brunch every Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. at River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Ready for something sweet, Fort Smith? Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. I just got a big batch of cars. Now I'm on a mission to spread holiday cheer. So forget the cookies, because during my Christmas car exchange, you could save a lot of dough on a Rath Road Ready vehicle, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center, and save up to $4,709 based on the car you choose. That's right, this month you could trade and save. Keeping the car you have, keep it running this winter with a free winter ready inspection, half-off brakes, and buy 3 get 1 free on all tires. So this December, fatten your wallet, not your waistline, only during my Christmas car exchange. But hurry, this deal's done after the first 61 people start driving better. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Only at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Stopped up kitchen sink, a slow draining shower, toilets that won't flush? All of these can be a nightmare. This is Emily with Mr. Reuter Plumbing in Fort Smith. Did you know that our staff does video camera inspection? This ensures that these headaches are fixed, giving you peace of mind. When you need plumbing, call Mr. Reuter in Fort Smith or book online at mrreuter.com. We're your neighborly company.
Don't brush off the dentist. They have fillings too. River Valley Smile Center can provide you and your family with comprehensive dental services in a friendly and welcoming setting. From cosmetic dentistry to orthodontics, implants to sedation, we have everything you need for bright and healthy teeth. To schedule an appointment, visit rivervalleysmiles.com or give us a call at 479-646-0706. That's 479-646-0706.
Finding an assisted living or senior care facility is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choose the best. Hopes Creek in Van Buren. At Hopes Creek, your loved one will be in apartment-style living, eating 3 home-style meals daily, and receive the care and services they need. The round-the-clock nursing staff monitors health needs in a secure, monitored environment. Plus, you can check on your loved one anytime with 24-hour access. Stop by for a visit at 2502 Fayetteville Road, or check out Hopes Creek online at hopescreek.com.
Monday Night Football is back at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. Every single score, a drawing for a prize. Every single score. $5 NFL cups for $1 refillable draft beers. 10 wings for only $5.95. There's only one place to watch Monday Night Football this season. It's Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. The best darn pizza in Fort Smith. Perhaps the world.
This is ESPN 95.3. Hey, Surrey! Have you entered the Champion Cycling Bikes giveaway? Go to hitthatline.com for your chance to win.
It's a big job just getting by with 9 kids and a wife. But I've been working, man, dang near all my life, and I'll keep on working. Long as my 2 hands are fit to use.
Need a little bit more halftime in your life? Make sure to download the Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast. Eastside Liquor in Fort Smith has the best deals in the River Valley on liquor, beer, and wine. Stop by 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith and make sure to check out their Facebook page for weekly specials. The Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast is part of the Hit That Line Podcast Network and is available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Plans for the weekend, anybody? Got to make sure that they involve 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Open until 1 a.m. tonight. You're going to want to be there. This is a great place to start your evening with a fabulous cigar. Best cigars you'll find anywhere in the state of Arkansas. It's also a great place to cap off your night with a fabulous drink. They have the best spirits you'll find anywhere either. And you won't smell like your cigar because the air replacement system replaces the air at 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge every 4 minutes. And you can go to their Facebook page for their menu and events. And they are open until 1 a.m. tonight. That's 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, 906 Garrison Avenue, Fort Smith, 906lounge.com if you want to learn more online. Drew, this is like a weird Friday because there really aren't many games to pick. In fact, there's one, and we haven't done NFL games. We could pick the Heisman Trophy, but I think it's a foregone conclusion.
It is a foregone conclusion.
So that's not worth.
It will end up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. But we do have one game, and I should have gotten Maddie's pick for it before he left. But I am so.
You want to just flip a coin for him?
Honestly, I'm not even going to flip a coin. I'm going to wait till he comes in on Monday and just have him flip a coin because I can guarantee he's not watching. He's not going to be watching the game.
Probably right.
So, without further ado, we will get into our short but very important Friday football forecast brought to you by Drew Barrett Airlines, where the drinks are flowing up front and in back. For tickets, please call 1-800-HOLD-MY-BEER. That's 1-800-HOLD-MY-BEER. Disclaimer, Drew Barrett's Airline is not responsible for any lost luggage, injury, or death.
Drew, real quick, while we're about to land the plane, make sure the landing gear is out.
Oh, yes, okay. All right, we're good. Wheels are down.
Good, because I don't think skidding on the belly of the airplane is a good way to end the show.
All right, so we have the Army-Navy game, a classic American rivalry between 2 out of the 3 military academies. Army is -7.5 against Navy. I believe it's in Philadelphia this year, if I'm not mistaken.
I forget, they didn't play in Philadelphia last year.
No, they rotate between like New York, Philly, Boston, and I want to say there's one other place that they rotate up there in the northeast of the United States.
According to sportsreference.com, this will be the 118th meeting of Army versus Navy on the football field. Yeah, I mean, for years it's been in Philadelphia. It doesn't say where it's being held today, but Army's won 4 out of the last 5. The all-time series is led by the midshipmen, 57 Navy wins, 53 Army wins, and 7 ties. Can't do ties anymore, of course.
No, you can't. So it's I don't even know where I was going to try to go with that. I'm trying to figure out where this game.
Who won the Commander in Chief's trophy? Because that also involves Air Force. Now, Air Force beat Navy. Let's see, Air Force lost to Army.
So I'm
not exactly sure how it all works out then.
I'm not sure either. Army when they all kind of split.
Army can win the thing if they beat Navy. Army would win the
yes, because they
would
win
the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, right?
Yes, the Commander-in-Chief's trophy is the, I guess, best record between the three service academies. And the game is at MetLife Stadium, so it's in New York.
That's
technically
New Jersey.
Technically New Jersey, but it's the home of the Giants and Jets. So
yeah, it's really just Western New York.
So when it comes to service academies, a lot of people have different ways of picking. Do you pick off of what you have seen on the field? Do you pick off of which side your family has kind of traditionally been in as far as military branches go, or do you flip a coin because you can't really lose if you're going with the Knights of Army or the midshipmen of the Navy?
Oh, I'm just going by straight up record. Army's 8-3, Navy's 3-8, so it's a pretty easy pick for me.
All right, so you're going with the Knights.
Here's the thing that you got to do, though. All right, we got to have an over/under on rush attempts, total rush attempts between these two teams, because I don't think they throw many passes.
They do not.
This could be a really fast game.
It normally is. It normally is a pretty high-paced game. You can normally get it done within 3 hours.
Army has attempted 85 passes all season, and Navy has attempted 91.
I'm kind of shocked that they've attempted 91.
It does seem like a lot, doesn't it?
That's a lot for a kid, Niamatololo.
645 rush attempts for Navy compared to 91 passes. Army pretty much the same. So what do you think we're going to have? 150 rush attempts?
Goodness gracious. I mean, does the clock stop enough for you to get that many playoffs?
That's right.
I mean, that's another thing. Like, yeah, you probably would, in a normal game, could get up to 150 plays.
Army averages 61 rush attempts per game.
So
you think we can get to 100 with both teams averaging about that? We can get to 130, right? Let's set the over under at 123.5.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking about somewhere between 120 and 125. I'll take the over though.
I'll go the over too. Well, no, we can't do that. I'll take the under because I have to pick up ground on you.
Oh, so we're actually doing this for a pick.
Of course.
Okay.
No,
well,
now we get to make up all sorts of different things to pick in the month of December, Drew. This is part of the fun of figuring out ways to let the people who are trailing catch up. So, there'll be a little prop bet.
All right, so I'm putting it down there right now. You're taking the under, and I will take the over.
123.5 rush attempts, over under.
All right. Sorry, I know this isn't great live radio. I'm trying to type out here so I don't forget.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm going to take. I'm taking the over, and I'm also the way that I picked this game because it's kind of split in my family. Both of my I've had more on the Navy, but both of my grandfathers served in the military. My dad's father, my granddad, was in the Army. My mom's father, my papaw, was in the Navy. The way that I split between the two is that this week is always the week of my papaw's birthday. And a lot of times it falls on his birthday, so I always go Navy. So I'm going with the midshipmen, go Navy, beat Army. And plus, you got to root for conference pride, right? I mean, it's not conference pride for anybody else listening, but AAC is a thing for me.
Go AC. Yeah. So do you are you taking into account at all the service, the branches of the military that your possible future in-laws were a part of? Because this is going to be a thing that you're going to have to probably battle if your future is continuing to go in this direction.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think what her family's military alliance or background is.
Well, it's something you're probably going to have to figure out, in the next 2 years, something like that. But you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not really worried about it at this point. I don't think that I'm going to get a scolding call from possibly the future father-in-law, the missus's father, that I picked Navy because my papaw's birthday was 3 days ago and he served in the Korean War in the Navy.
Well, it's a good reason.
I think it's pretty good reason.
Really good reason to root for him. And then the last thing on the rundown here, which is probably the most exciting thing that I've seen here, is that the Cobra Kai 4th season is coming out on
Did you watch the trailer?
31st. Oh, I did.
Oh, it's so good.
Absolutely. I don't want to – no spoilers for the trailer.
No, we're not going to spoil, but –
go find it yourself. But Cobra Kai has been a topic on this show for a little more than a year and a half now. So I can't wait for this thing to come out. Unfortunately, there'll be a lot of football to watch too on December 31st and on January 1st. So it might take a few days until we get there. Oh, look, the
I
tires.
Messed up. We're off time.
The tires have hit the tarmac a little hard. We bounced a little bit.
We're skidding a bit, but I think we're gonna make it. We're gonna be off time a bit.
I think my luggage has probably fallen out of the rack with that landing, but we have made it safely onto the ground. Drew, good job, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Really good. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Drew, you too.
Thank you.
And for Maddie, who's not here today, for Drew, I'm Phil. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Get up, get out, and get better.
Break my heart on Thursday. Doesn't even start. It's Friday. I'm in love.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer. Pours like every other seltzer. But it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal. So you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
So this one time at B-Dubs, a couple of friends came in for football, and they asked for the best seats in the house, which is kind